I feel like it's tradition to complain about the Grammys. For as long as I can remember, every year, somebody, and I'm not just talking about who wins the awards, because of course, at any award show, there's always going to be a point of contention about who wins the awards. But every year at the Grammys, there's always some additional drama that is associated with it. Last year, obviously, we had the whole situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Years before that, I mean, we can go through the years, and there's always some issue. It's just tradition for people to complain about the Grammys and how it was less than satisfactory. And this year is no different than those others. Except for this year, we are complaining about the blatant satanic imagery that was put forth on display here and this year's Grammy performance by people of the likes of Sam Smith and a select entourage of people dressed in red with devil horns and scantily clad outfits. And yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people are so surprised by this, or offended by it, because the music industry has been surrounding less than wholesome imagery for a long time. If you ever heard the term sex sells, that is definitely holds true for music and the artist space. We've seen over the past year the issues with the fashion house Balenciaga coming out with satanic imagery and pedophilia in their channel, and music is going to be following those same trends. One thing I will say about it is that it does seem a little bit more blatant than usual this year. I can admit to that. It's a little strange, the devil horns everywhere and stuff like that. And society's become a lot more comfortable, normalized with those kind of things. And I remember it brings me back to when I was a child, and I thought about the first time that I ever bought a shirt with a skull on it and how nervous I was to even admit that I thought that was cool to my mom. Because I was a very religious person ever since I was young. But I come to realize as I got older that humans' fascination with the macabre, as well as the fascination with the occult, is really it's not abnormal. And I want to be careful with how I say this, but I don't necessarily think that we should, I guess, support and promote satanic imagery everywhere. But I do understand people's experiments with understanding those kind of things or that aesthetic style without it necessarily being something like, I don't believe that you are a Satanist if you wear how they got those hats, the new fitted hats that have like the devil horns in them. Like, I think those are cool. A little corny, probably a little tacky, but also kind of cool. And a lot of things fall into this realm of where they can be a few things at once, good, bad at the same time, or neither. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like all of this is like an organized event of some satanic cult. But I do think that a lot of people in art, like I said, like to experiment with satanic imagery, for better or for worse. And we kind of have to deal with that. But I did want to chime in and just say, every year, you will see, every year, they will always have something to complain about when it comes to the Grammys. It's like clockwork. So we'll see. Stay tuned for next year, and we'll see what it is, who slaps who, and who complains about it then. But yeah, have a great rest of your evening.